Welcome again to the Old Principal 老校长的英文节目. Hey, it's always great to spend a few times a week with you studying interesting stories, and there's usually always something that we can learn from them. Well, anyway, today's story actually is my own story. Well, my children's story of my two sons. But let's take a look. It's going to be lesson number 29. A very big cat. 很大的猫. That is a mountain lion. 山狮子. Okay, but before we begin, let's take a break while Mrs. Ash reads us the story. I'll be right back.
Number 29, a very big cat. We came up to the Little Minam River and waded through the ice-cold water. The melting snow made the water so cold that our legs and feet ached. On the other side, we set up camp for the evening. Our son announced that somehow his binoculars had fallen from his pack, and that the next morning he and his brother were going to retrace the previous day's hike. I wished them the best, but as for the others and myself, we only wanted to go forward. They didn't find the binoculars, so they descended the mountain and forded the river again. But instead of hoisting their packs to their backs, they tried something creative. They built a raft, hoping to float down the river. They had taken all of my ropes the night before, and now they hunted for logs and lashed them together. After they launched the raft, all went well for a few minutes, but then the raft got hung up on a rock in the middle of the river. Oh! Unsuccessful in breaking loose, they slipped into the cold water, holding their packs above their heads to keep them dry. By the time they reached the opposite shore, they were weary. They still had many miles to hike before they could catch up with us. There were also many fallen trees across the path. Silently and wearily they came down the path, rounded a corner, and came face to face with the biggest kitty cat you'll ever see. The mountain lion was temporarily stunned by the intruders, but quickly bounded off into the forest. John, who had been in the lead, said, "Hey, James, how about you taking the lead?" Okay, James agreed, and they walked a few more minutes in silence. Then James remarked, John, I understand that mountain lions attack from the rear." Without hardly a hesitation, John responded, "I've just changed my mind. I think I'll take the lead and you follow behind."
Welcome back. We came up to the Little Minam River. Okay, there's a Minam River and then there's a Little Minam River. 是一个河流. Okay, and we waded through the ice-cold water. What does it mean to wade? Wade means to walk through. When you are in water, you wade through the water. Or you could say, and we walked through the water. Wade means to walk in water. So we waded through the ice-cold water. Okay, ice cold. Okay, 冰冷的水. Oh, it was cold. I still remember When I walk there, my legs hurt. Oh, 好痛. Very cold water. Going on. Why was it cold? The melting snow made the water so cold that our legs and feet ached. Melting snow, 融化的雪，是那个水, of course, so cold that our legs and feet ached. 很痛, 很痛. I don't know. Have you ever had an experience where you got so cold that your legs hurt or your feet hurt because it's so cold? Well, that's the experience we did when we waded across the river. Going on. On the other side, we set up camp for the evening. 在另外一边，过到另外一边 we set up camp. To set up camp. Okay. 搭帐篷 and started to rest. For the evening, 就是为了那个晚上搭帐篷过夜. Go ahead. Our son announced, sometime during the evening, our son announced that somehow 不晓得怎么回事 his binoculars, okay, 望远镜 binoculars, good words to know. If it's a monocular, it's just one. But if it's binoculars, it's two, okay? Anyway, he announced that his binoculars had fallen from his pack. 从他的背包掉下来了. So he didn't know where his binoculars had fallen. Going on. And the next morning, 第二天早上, he and his brother, this is what he had announced, he said that he and his brother would be going to retrace 回头路, 要走回头路. 前天的这个说回头的路. So he's going to retrace. Okay, to retrace, that means to go over the same distance that he had, or the same parts of the trail that he had, or we had gone over the day before. Going on. I wished them the best. What does it mean to wish them the best? 祝他们好运. Okay, to wish a person the best, 祝他们好运. I wish them the best, but for the others, that's for me and the other people with us, hey, we're not going to walk all the way up there, all the way back up the mountain. We only wanted to go forward. Okay, 我们只要往前进. If they wanted to go up there and then come all the way back down, fine with me. But we were not interested in going with them. Going on. They didn't find the binoculars. They didn't find the binoculars, so they descended the mountain. To descend the mountain means to come down the mountain, 下山. Okay, we say to descend the mountain, to come down the mountain, to walk down the mountain. Okay, and forded the river again. ford. What does it mean to ford a river? It means that there is no bridge, 没有桥. So to ford a river 就是说走过这个河流. That means that you have to wade through the water. Remember, we already looked at that word. You have to walk through the water. Fording a river just means that you have to go through the water. Okay? Sometimes if you're on a horse, okay, you have to ford the river. Sometimes even in a car, to go through the water, to ford a river means that you have to go into the water and through the water and then come back, okay, up on the other side. Okay? They didn't find the binoculars, so they descended the mountain and forded the river again. Going on. But instead of hoisting their packs to their backs, they tried something creative. And I thought this was pretty good. Okay. 他们就试一试一个蛮有创意的方法 creative, something creative. They did not hoist their packs to their backs. Their packs to their backs. Boy, that even rhymes. Okay, that simply means that they did not take their backpacks. 背包 is a backpack. Sometimes we just say packs. If you know what we're talking about, then it's 背包. Okay? They didn't hoist. What is hoist? That's a good word, isn't it? Hoist means to lift up. Okay? Okay? So 没有扛起来, okay, or 拿起来 their packs and put them on their back. They're going to try something creative. And here is what they did. Going on. They built a raft. Remember, we're talking about a river, right? They built a raft. 他们用绳子, okay? Okay? Built a raft. 做一个木筏. Now, they were hoping to float down the river. 要顺着这个水流下去. Okay? Of course, hoping to float. Float 就是漂流. Okay? In this case, floating down means to float down the river as the river would carry them along. The night before, they had taken all of my ropes. Okay, 我所有的绳子，大家所有的绳子，他就拿了。So they had all of the ropes. And so now what they're going to do is they're going to build a raft. Going on. Okay, so now they started hunting for logs. Okay, 一些大木头树等等and they lashed them together. What does it mean to lash something together? 把一块一块就绑在一起. To tie together. Lash means to tie. 绑在一起. So they are tying all of these long pieces of wood. They're tying them together. And what are they making? 木筏, a raft. A wooden raft. Going on. After they launched the raft, okay, after they launched the raft, okay, what is it? After they launched the raft, That means after they started using the raft to launch is 开始用, okay, a raft. All went well for a few minutes. 一切都很几分钟很顺利，哇，好舒服。No worries, no walking. Do not have to carry heavy backpack. Everything is just going just fine. But then something happened. The raft got hung up on a rock in the middle of the river. Now, a raft is not like a boat. Maybe a boat you can steer, 你可以弄它的方向等等. But a raft, not so easy. And it got hung up. To hang up, 它卡在一个中间的石头. Okay, we say hang up. If it hung up, 这个过去式, right? It hung up on a rock in the middle of the river. 在这个河流中间的一个石头，大石头. So keep in mind that here they are, they're going down the river, down, 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 down. They're going down the river. And then what? Suddenly, they stop. 停在这个石头上. They got hung up on this rock in the middle of the river. Going on. Unsuccessful in breaking loose, they slipped into the cold water, holding their packs above their heads to keep them dry. Unsuccessful in breaking loose. In other words, they tried to break loose. They tried to leave the rock, to break the hold of the rock. But they were unsuccessful. 不成功啊. So finally, now remember, we had already traveled down the path. We're already way ahead of them. They hoped to catch up with us. But now they were stuck. They slipped into the cold water. That means that they got in. To slip means to go slow. 当然, to slip 是滑倒的意思. But not here, not here. To slip into the water means to slowly get into the water. That's what it means to slip into the water, cold water. And they were what? Holding their packs above them. They were holding their packs above them, above their heads. Why? Well, there are two reasons. The most important reason, so they would keep dry. Okay. Now, this is very important. And also, I was just thinking about it. With the weight above that, 这个有一点重量, okay, it would force them down. And the 这个水流, the force of the river would not carry them away. Okay, so they were holding their packs above their heads to keep them dry. 免得它会湿掉. Going on. By the time they reached the opposite shore, by the time they reached the 这个对岸, okay, 对岸, they were weary. Now remember, they had already gone all the way up the mountains. Now, they came back down, they built the raft, then they went on the raft, and not very long, it got they had to abandon 他们必须离开 the raft. They still had many miles to hike before they could catch up with it. 能够赶到我们，因为我们已经跑到前面。They still had many miles to hike. Hike meaning walk. Before they could catch up with it, 才能够赶上我们。Going on. There were so many fallen trees across the path. Many fallen trees, 倒下来的树。Okay, across 横在这个小路。So what does that mean? That means that you got to go over, or around. Okay? Very tiring. They were already very tired. Going on. Silently and wearily, silently, because they were 没有力气讲话 okay? Silently, wearily, 很累精疲力尽的 wearily, exhausted. They came down the path, 走在那个小路上. They rounded the corner. Rounded the corner, 拐了一个弯. And they came face to face with the biggest kitty you will ever see. 他面对永远不会再看到这么大的猫。What was it? Going on. The mountain lion was temporarily stunned. 这个山狮子就冷了一下，动的也不动。Temporarily stunned by the intruders. What is an intruder? An intruder is somebody who goes into a place without being asked to. Okay? You can say strangers, but an intruder 是不欢迎的人，还是他们来了。And the intruders were there in the mountain lion's 地盘. This is the territory for the mountain lion, not for people. But after a few moments, he quickly bounded off into the forest. Bound means to run off. Boom, boom, boom. Bounding off into the forest. 到森林去. Well, I often joke about this, and I said the mountain looked at them because they're tall and skinny, 又高又瘦. And he must have thought to himself, well, I don't know whether mountain lions think like this. He says, all skin and bones, 有皮肤有骨头没有肉. And so then he ran away. That's my standard joke. 我自己的玩笑的说法. Okay, the mountain lion was temporarily stunned and he ran off into the forest. Going on. John, who had been in the lead, John was in the lead. 他是带队，他是跑前面. He said, hey James, how about you taking the lead? So he said, 跟他的弟弟说 James, 怎么样？你走前面 take the lead. Okay, so you walk ahead, I will walk behind. Going on. James agreed. Okay, and they walked a few more minutes in silence. So James now, the younger son, still very tall, okay, he walked ahead for a few more minutes in silence 安安静静地走。Well, then James remarked. 然后 James 就说了一句话。Hey John, I understand that mountain lions attack from the back. 我明白的是，这个上狮子是从 the rear 从后面袭击攻击。Going on. With hardly a hesitation. 几乎想的也不想。John responded, yes. I'll take the lead. I've changed my mind. I'll take the lead and you can follow. Understand what he's saying? Okay, 改变我的主意。I will lead and you follow. Well, anyway, fortunately, the mountain lion was more afraid of them than they were. And the mountain lion said, oh, and he leaves, he ran away, and they didn't have anything more to worry about. But they had plenty to think about. There are lions up in these hills and mountains. Okay, here's our email address. You probably have never faced a mountain lion, but you can write us a email if you have time. Our email address is theoldprinciple@gmail.com, and our website 我们的网站是 www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, it's been great to spend this time with you. I've had a good time telling this story, and I hope that you will join us next time for another interesting story. Till then, bye-bye.